Based on Margaret Atwood's novel, Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale is deep, authentic, and of course filled with sincere moments. But in this video, we're going to talk about the improvised moments you thought were real. Here are the show's most surprising moments for which the most advanced technology was used. The power of special effects. Season 3 of Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale was filled with many amazing moments and even more amazing storylines. But if we talk about the scenes in the third season, we can all agree that a lot of effort and attention to detail was inserted. The show's visual effects once again proved that the film industry is now depending on them. Toronto's Mavericks VFX is the company responsible for visual effects for all of the seasons of the show. And if you thought just a few scenes had visual effects additions, you're wrong. There are many scenes in the show that look real, but are not. We need to mention that Mavericks VFX has earned 2 Emmy nominations for its work, hence you'll never notice their activity in the show. In an interview with Post Perspective, Mavericks founder and visual effects supervisor Brendan Taylor said they used visual effects in the burning fire sequence and the aftermath of the house being burned down. In these scenes, they used CG smoke. The reason the scene looks so realistic is that, according to Taylor, they had to make it believably snake around corners. And because of the size, they had to leave every actor and stunt double out of this scene. So they had to film multiple scenes and put them together in order for everything to look realistic. They also had to recreate the whole house in 3D so they could create the outcome of the fire. He also talked about creating thousands of handmaids in a scene, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next.
Serena.
Double handmaids. In Season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale, the show had an episode called Household. In this episode, Mavericks VFX completely transformed the Washington Monument field. The scene in which thousands of handmaids were required was made with digi-doubles. In an interview with Before and Afters, Mavericks VFX visual effects supervisor Leo Bovell explained the whole process of creating this scene. One of the more challenging parts of the sequence, according to him, was creating the digi-double handmaids. A surprising fact is that in total, they had about 22,000 plus digi-doubles. Because the scene needs to look as real as possible, a lot of attention to detail is put into this view. As Leo himself said, if done wrong, the audience would be able to tell the scene was made with special effects and that would subtract from the sequence. Did you guys know this scene wasn't real? Let us know. Leo also said that they faced some weather problems on the day of filming the famous scene. The weather was rather windy, which caused complexity to their simulations. One of the most challenging things, according to him, was capturing the details of the cloth interaction, that is, how the cloth compressed and folded when the actors kneeled or how the wind would ruffle the gown. The CG team was responsible for this after the filming of the scene. This technology is also used in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The effort and attention to detail that went into that CG character are perfect. The team that worked on the film worked into every skin pore and studied every strand of hair. After Benjamin Button, there has been a massive growth in this particular technology, and that's most obvious with the case of The Handmaid's Tale. The team of The Handmaid's Tale also had an issue with this scene, as the set could not be closed since it's a national park. As Leo told Before and After, the first day he went on set, he had a few people, civilians, follow him around asking him questions about his job while he was struggling to get HDRI data and set references. The scene certainly looks amazing, and this totally proves why the company was rewarded with 2 Emmy nominations. Now let's talk about a church created via computer. You won't believe how real this next scene looks. A church via computer. Yet another example of Mavericks VFX work is HBO's Game of Thrones. The show has been recognized as the biggest television series ever created. GOT, or GOT, also depended on visual effects, VFX, and computer-generated imagery, CGI. One thing is sure though, the making of the popular drama wouldn't achieve the success it did without the VFX team and the help from the data capture technology that provided help with everything in the show. But let's continue with The Handmaid's Tale. The show uses the brand new world of visual effects where the limitations are, well, non-existent. In an interview with Deadline, visual effects supervisor Brendan Taylor talked about scenes in which they've put visual effects in Season 1. One of Taylor's biggest projects was the dismantling of a church via computer, according to Deadline. With this show, it's clear that Maverick's work is to be felt rather than seen. VFX supervisors Brendan Taylor and Leo Bovell were the people who turned the Washington Monument into a Gilead cross, and they also added digital handmaids to many shots. In the previous seasons, their work includes Fenway Park and, as we previously said, the burning of Waterford's home. and they've got Emmy's attention every season. According to Taylor, the fact that he worked with a classic Margaret Atwood story, as he says, a revered Canadian novelist, was very pleasing to him. Most of the people on the production team had to read the novel in high school in Canada, so when they were asked to work on a show based on Atwood's novel, they immediately agreed. When Deadline asked Taylor what Bruce Miller's, the showrunner, requirements were about for the special effects in the show, Taylor said they wanted to keep a lot of it in close-ups, medium shots to show the claustrophobia and the worry. The episode in which Taylor and his team were asked to dismantle a church via computer was the episode they've been Emmy nominated for. It's simply a CGI church being destroyed, according to the special effects expert. What's really amazing is that the work of the special effects team is not only destroying a building while using special effects, their work is also capturing the idea of what destroying that said building means. They've perfectly worked in the atmosphere where years of people's culture are being crashed down in front of them. Creating the effect. In the same interview with Deadline, Taylor was asked what the process was like when creating the effect with the church. The first thing they got was artwork from the production designer, and before the filming day arrived, they investigated plenty of different methodologies in play, one of which was going to be a full-on wrecking ball destroying the thing. Taylor also thinks that for budget reasons, the production decided not to destroy it in the middle of the scene. Then he also mentioned that it would be funny if while the two actors were talking, they have a giant wrecking ball swinging through frames, which according to him, would also be a bit extreme. What followed next was research. Thankfully, they found a church in Hamilton, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. That was about to be demolished, so they simply used it. Taylor explained to Forbes how this show is special to them and different from others they work on. According to him, they are there to support the story, and every single time it's been VFX for things they'd love to film but can't. Whether it's logistics or finances or sheer scope, the special effects expert says they call them for everything. But he adds their work cannot ever be noticed. The minute you sense a VFX shot, it takes you out of the story. It's gotta be perfect. Which of these scenes did you guys thought was real? Let us know in the comment section below. Also share your thoughts about what you expect from the next season of The Handmaid's Tale. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching.